What's up, Real World Climbers? This is a part 2 video for recovering from my knee surgery. If you haven't already seen the part 1 video, I'll put the link down in the description. But basically, to catch you up to speed, I ended up having knee surgery to reconstruct my ACL and also to do some trimming on my meniscus to clean that up because I had a tear there. We left off the last video where I had just finished surgery and was doing some basic range of motion just to keep from getting super stiff. Since then, I've started my PT, and PT started off where I was doing some real basic, just trying to get flexion in my knee. And I also had some heel raises to keep my calves a bit strong, since that doesn't really affect the movement in the knee, and some other basic things. And one other thing is they had me doing this extension one where I had to keep my leg straight and engage the quad. So the procedure that they did to reconstruct the ACL is called a quadricep tendon graft, something like that. And basically what they do is they take a chunk of my quadricep tendon, like right above my kneecap here. They take that out and they use that to build the ACL. So when they do that, they cinch all the other parts of the tendon and it all kind of gets cinched down. So it does end up tightening in the quad. So throughout this recovery, the most pain I've really ever felt is only really in the quad area, whether it's just a quad stretch, kind of feels like it's a strained muscle, or a little bit of pulling in that area where they took the tendon out of. I haven't had really any pain in the surgical areas of the ACL or the meniscus, which has been pretty good. So for the first couple weeks, I just did my PT and just relaxed. I didn't do anything really climbing related or anything fitness related. And actually, now that I think of it, it was more like 3 weeks. Then I started to do some off the wall exercises, so just general regular lifting. And the PT started getting a bit more aggressive, trying to get more flexion, adding in more exercises. So this brings us to about 6 weeks post-surgery, when the PT was going pretty well and I was seeing a lot of progress. I'll say this whole process has been a lot faster than I originally anticipated, which I'm pleased with. Also, in that 4th through 6th week, I did end up doing quite a bit of hangboarding, so just keeping my finger strength. I didn't do really heavy weights, like 1 reps, but I was doing more 10-second holds and doing a bunch of them. So kind of a little bit towards the endurance side, but really just to keep the finger tendons feeling strong. Then by the 6th week, I really started to get antsy and I was feeling really good. Like I was able to get really close to bringing my heel to my butt, and I wasn't really feeling any pain other than muscle soreness and muscle pain in the quad. So I made the executive decision to start top roping, just so I could keep my sanity and really keep my flow with climbing. The main concern of my PT was he didn't want me to do anything that could hyperextend. And so for me, that meant that I just maybe shouldn't be doing any hard bouldering, having unexpected falls and ground landings. But for top roping, especially on like easy 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", I've even worked into some 5'11".
What are you doing?
Finishing the thing off.
Oh.
Did I tell you I kind of asked my PT if I could climb? And he's like, no, 9 months. And I was like, no.
9?
Sit 9 months to return to sport. I was like, I'm not playing football or basketball or putting and stuff.
Interesting because I do generally have really good flexibility in like the high step position. This is my good knee, obviously. And so that was a strength of mine in climbing. So I kind of had to modify my climbing style a little bit in that I can get my foot up pretty good, but to have the single leg like pistol squat strength in that leg, I didn't have it. So that's what I'm working back towards. And as of the time that I'm recording right now, we are at just about 9 weeks post-surgery. And so I'm really feeling good about the process. I'm going to, again, continue to avoid any unexpected ground falls. But in addition to my top roping, I'm also going to be adding in my endurance weave, which is technically bouldering, but I'm never going to fall unexpectedly. I'm going to fall because I'm pumped, or I'm going to let go on my own accord. And that way I'll just be able to drop down. I'm going to continue with that path for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to be ready to be working my way into full-on climbing. So I think we'll wrap up this injury series with that things are going well, and we're going to work our way back into climbing here in the next handful of weeks. Thank you so much for following me in this journey. Thank you for being part of my community. If you are liking this content, I would love it if you would clip the chains on that subscribe button, and I'll see you real soon.